This is Wan Pot Show with Triple A on Sierra Network Radio.
This na fantasy series, the Wan Pot Show with Triple A. Get at the pande, make we all can pull the Wan Pot na Sierra Network Radio with Triple A.
You're listening to Triple A on Sierra Network Radio.
Sierra Network Radio, all day, every day.
And without wasting any time, I get my panelists them all set. But before that, I want to play the President in 56th Independence message to Sierra Leoneans them. And let we listen what the President say. Then I go bring we panelists them on board and we go discuss the President's speech. And right after that, we go also get the NEC updates, National Electoral Commission, then update on the voter registration and waiting for be the outcome for voters then. But let me take the President in speech first. Relax and listen to the President in speech.
Fellow citizens, today, once again, we celebrate the great event marking the decision of those before us to take charge of our destiny, to make our own laws, formulate our own policies, and to implement our own programs. Today, we celebrate 56 years of the freedom to manage our own affairs. It was a great decision, and as a nation, we started well on the path of greatness. Then we stumbled along the way, and the enthusiasm and joy of freedom and independence shrunk. But collectively, we have reclaimed the vision that inspired our independence. Since 1996, when we decided that enough was enough, that we must restore democracy and go to the serious business of building our nation, we have never looked back. And in 2007, you gave me the honor to lead in this forward march to build the new Sierra Leone. It was a mandate to build more schools, establish new universities, build more roads, more hospitals, and to generate more electricity. It was a mandate to improve access to pipe-borne water, to improve access to justice, and to help the less privileged among us to get out of poverty. It was a mandate to consolidate the peace, to strengthen our democracy, and to work together in building a better Sierra Leone. Fellow citizens, in my 10th and final independence address as president of this great nation, in my almost 10 years of service as your head of state, I am proud of what we have achieved together. We have experienced a decade of uninterrupted stability in governance, rated the most peaceful country in West Africa and the 6th most peaceful in Africa. We have demonstrated to the world that we are a peaceful and stable nation, and a nation that is ready to move towards prosperity. We have experienced difficult times, yet we have demonstrated resilience that is unrivaled and courage that is unsurpassed. Our policies have attracted an unmatched record of foreign direct investment into our country, resulting in the employment of many of our young people, particularly in the extractive sector. And owing to those actions, we have witnessed a corresponding double-digit economic growth. We have established 3 universities in just 9 years, and this year we will establish 2 more universities, including one in the East. We have further taken affirmative action to provide free university education for persons with disabilities and for female students studying in the sciences in our universities. We have achieved gender parity in primary schools, considerably increased enrollment in junior and senior secondary schools, reintroduced the National School Feeding Program, and government is on track in providing subsidies and subventions for schools and colleges. We proudly recount the establishment of a national free healthcare program for pregnant women, lactating mothers, children under 5 years, the delivery of cash transfers to vulnerable households, the provision of seeds and other inputs to our farmers, the establishment of the Legal Aid Board, and we are on course to establishing a free national ambulance service. With all these achievements, our social protection is gathering pace, and we are ensuring that the quality of life of our people is on the rebound. Even when we were compelled to retrace our steps, we readily put together and implemented a recovery program that is becoming a blueprint for our countries. And our health sector is picking up again. More hospitals and community health centers are emerging in urban areas and in remote communities, and we are training and bringing in more specialists and equipments to better serve our people. Through our road infrastructure transformation program, we are connecting our farmers to markets, our towns to cities, and our country to neighboring states. With the construction of mini hydro dams and the installation of thermal plants and solar technology, many more people are accessing electricity in Freetown, in several major towns, and in rural communities where there have been no electricity over 3 decades. For the first time in more than 3 decades, we are restoring pipe-borne water to many parts of the country through the reconstruction of water stations in all district headquarter towns and in several other major towns, including Bo, Kenema, and Makeni. We also recount our deliberate efforts towards gender and youth empowerment. With the gender-sensitive legislations we have enacted, the youth-focused institutions we have established, and the unprecedented high level of participation of women and young people in governance, we have set our society on the path of a more inclusive, fairer, and brighter future. Fellow citizens, our experiences have taught us the need to get tracking systems in all growth sectors, to get accurate data and record our progress. We have therefore conducted a national census, and we are implementing a national registration process to guide our development programs. The records show that our democratic credentials remain ever more commendable. We are reviewing our constitution, strengthen our transparency and accountability mechanisms, open up the media space, and the voices of civil society actors are becoming louder. Every now and again, majority of Sierra Leoneans conduct their affairs in keeping with the tenets of democracy and good governance. We vote in a peaceful manner, practice our religions with tolerance, and allow each other's political space. This is who we are, a peace-loving nation. Next year, on March 7th, that peaceful disposition will be put to the test once again. We will vote for our next set of leaders to carry on with this renewal. In doing so, we will have to protect the asset of stability we have collectively developed. We must continue to allow the rule of law to prevail, adhere to the regulations of our political parties, and respect the rights of others to participate in the political process. Fellow citizens, in just a little over a year, my tenure will come to an end, and I will graciously hand over power to my successor in a democratic transition. Yes, I will be leaving office, but also a legacy of transformation and of peace and of unity, which we must all be committed to protect and build upon. We do not have another Sierra Leone, and ours is a small country because we are a family of Demirs, Birankes, Kumanes, Ofengos, Kothos, and Hemos. The action of a compatriot in Kwenadugu or in Cambia may have consequences for others in Bonth, Kailaung, and in other parts of the country. We must therefore tread carefully and treat one another with civility, restraint, and compassion. We are a proud and resilient people, and over the years, I have watched how Sierra Leoneans have learned to overcome challenges of war, of disease, and of division. This is why, on this parting Independence Day, I am confident that our future is bright. As a nation, we will stride into a brighter tomorrow and burnish our credentials as a symbol of resilience, an example of perseverance, and a beacon of hope. Yes, Sierra Leone is rising again, but to sustain this renewal, we must work even harder and more collectively to consolidate the peace, foster national cohesion, and generate more of our own revenue. This is everybody's responsibility. It is not a matter of what political party you belong to, or what region you are coming from, or which language you speak. Whether you are at the ports, or at the customs, a coast guard, or at the immigration office, or a mines officer, or an officer of the law, a vote controller, a member of parliament, or a member of the public, the building of the new Sierra Leone requires our collective determination. On this 56th independence anniversary, I therefore entreat everyone to pay heed to the thoughtful words of our national anthem and our creed of unity, freedom, and justice. I wish you all a memorable Independence Day celebration. May God bless you, and may God bless the Republic of Sierra Leone. I thank you all.
Yes, if you're out there, yourself don't get opportunity for listening to the president in independence message to we all. And I want to make Aroun Rashid, you will just join me because we be get Senesie Brima earlier just now. Make you just tell Fambule Adu because I want to remind you of something, but tell Fambule Adu first. Yes, Aroun Rashid.
Yes, Fambule Amuna Adu, I want all to do. Happy Independence to everyone. God bless you all.
Yes, and the part by the message where the president talk, the side where say fellow citizen, in just a little over a year, my tenure will come to an end, and I will graciously hand over power to my successor in a democratic transition. Yes, I will be leaving office, but also a legacy of transformation and of peace and of unity, which we must all be committed to protect and build upon. What to make I bring you inside this? I remember one time I be bring somebody on board, we be to talk about the More Time campaign. We all be the ask questions, say when will the president come out and say yes, he no get time for extend nothing now. So this now decide what I want to bring you in. Are we now satisfied? Or this particular side for we don't come earlier than this? What's your take on this, Aroun?
Well, I think that it's not an appropriate time for being calm, and if I've been doubt a lot of people if you not been mentioned that as well. You know, nothing not being wrong if you not being calm earlier on, but this also now an opportunity for the president for say that, and I think he said that clearly. I don't think anybody will get anything in mind about that anymore. Mr. not being certain because of developments the way you would go delay or whatever. You know, nobody nothing for know that will be in successor. But now we know say it's going to be one. He's not going to run for a third term.
Yes, Senesie, the president inside the speech talk about unity. I want to let you elaborate small on the unit, the time where they talk about we coming to one for build Salone.
Yeah, it's very interesting because on the 27th, when I listened to the speech, to me, I believe this speech will be given for not be the first speech where he give when he take up power. Not to now where he left power, if we begin to talk of national unity and unity for the country we talk, but we are all family, we are all hemos, we are all cutters, we are all gods. You know, I not be just saying that it's send this way for talking because this is an important speech when we for don't give take up office. Why the now president realize Sierra Leone we all a family? When? Now because of where this is in last speech, because if you look at what they go on as the country, just like that play this now day, how did they hire and fire people? You know, people like say one of brothers. You tell if me the APC, it's my enemy for life. If APC in power, I'm not supposed to work for APC. If SSP in power, I'm not supposed to work. This is one of the things we don't destroy Sierra Leone. They don't really unbox Sierra Leone. If you not be part of we, even if you get all the expatriates, we take and say, if you work for we, it is sabotage we. So when presidents realize we all are brothers, we all are sisters, we all are one family, when he realize this. But anyway, it good begin with it talking because sometimes you don't realize this FC, there is a big division in the country. Very big division in the country. So it better we realize that when this time final and last speech, as he say, and we're ready for handover to whosoever they elect. Myself, I'm glad for that side because we don't hear rumor of this after you, after you. But thank God, it did on record. Myself don't talk as this time, final and last speech. And it lead to us over a year because if the election happen in March, then the transition period there for this something like 1 or 2 months soon now, almost close to a year. So we patiently wait, but the unity we talk about. A conscious of the split in the country anyway, so I can stop that. I can stop here so far for now.
Okay, thank you very much, Senesie. Yes, Aroun, I be just one coming with that other side. But what's your take on the speech? Waiting we as Sierra Leoneans them for learn from this particular speech.
You know, if you know somebody we know ever get in touch with Sierra Leone, you know, throughout this presidency. You know, when you hear the way this speech is called, you go feel Sierra Leone, the way you get the feeling Sierra Leone, well, na paradise, you know. I mean, with all within the president talk, you know, you will feel say, oh, well, everything they go on well with the country. You know, I know they take out the fact that maybe some roads they don't build, universities, them as he mentioned, they don't build, you know, but, you know, some of them things, and they are not limited. When you talk of building, I want to take the universities, and for example, if you talk of universities being, more universities being constructed, it's not about the physical building, it's about the things that make up the university, the books, the opportunities, the school system that feed the universities there, you know, all the things in the, you know, the road network. I don't know. I understand. Say, well, roads then be in the bill, but how well then roads then they in the space of the time where the government don't they in power. I talk about in the installation of solar technology. One to add one being car up, you know, where I be feel say this program before me serve this program well. Now forget people them on the ground. If now 1 or 2 participants them for join me and Senesie, people are on the ground where I mean I believe that there are people who will go and express either then support or then dismay over this speech. Where they on the ground, we know exactly where where it touched them, you know, but because I mean the so-called solar technological system is not there up to standard. I mean, you talk to people, I mean, network will go off, then they will go off. Yes, we know say that they make effort for do all that, but how long it would take and all that make, even for, if, let's say this program wants sponsor people in Afriton, for let them take part in this program for that long, you know how much it will cost you for let you pay for the line for them for involved. Now, because then things and they all not there at the standard where other countries you know, then they experience. We talk about one thing we talk about we are not too aware of. You know, I can talk to people. We talk about the school feeding system. I don't know if Pekin and they get food now in school and all of that.
Yes,
you know, but
yes.
Like,
I can help you. You know, say I go spend 4 months, and
right.
I get a little idea of things then because I was around. Just to take notes because I don't want a lot of time where we can dey na they talk, then can say una just there that they talk, una no know of things the way they go on. So come to the solar system. Yes, the solar, we get street lights them. Some areas they win a solar, but lately they don't begin to the solar lights them, where the lights them not they do their function because they are not there anymore. And solar very costly in Sierra Leone. If you want to install solar na you host, it's very costly, depending on which you want for let you do. Definitely, then getting Chinese solar them within the sell on street. You go get a big panel on street, then get battery, then they put on a street like street sellers, street vendors. Then they put in a street. But when you look at the product, you already know say these not going able to take you anywhere for what you want for do. So this is the thing about us Sierra Leoneans. When you see things that are out there, you think say we get them. Being out there doesn't mean say we get them for let it perform the role we need them for perform. We I think say because solar day all over now in Salone, it's all over. I could tell you that. It ain't a street for sale. But it's not the good product. Yes, they say they don't lessen the water key, the tax on them. If you count then things then they, but it's still very, very costly. Because Mississippi one time I do some research and tongue day I waka. No, it's very costly. And for upline, then get some NGOs them like Barefoot Women, then they go and install like for people for land, then other thing then get a one maybe a household go get one small one, maybe not just lamp where you go put in a door for make the sun meter and then a net una go get light una go able use. Yes, those are around. And now you're talking about the school feeding program. Yes, they don't start a school feeding program where definitely the schools them then it is under the government priority program, the presidential priority program where the president na Salone na this I find out so now the same word that they use for you. The president in his infinite wisdom, these are the words that they use in Sierra Leone. No matter who that you talk to, this not the word we then go tell you. The president in his infinite wisdom, she say the school picking need it. So yes, then they provide it for the picking. Well, it depends on who that you ask, because some schools then they then go tell you say the thing with them they give them enough. Some go tell you say they themselves try for include the parents them, like mostly the provincial schools then they try for include the parents when they do nothing so that then they can't help for cook for the picking and then picking them, but then get away with it and they provide the stuff them. And funnily, this now I just did try for bring breakdown to you, Aroun. Funnily, this now something will be happen. The president visit. I'm not go call any area, but now up the provinces them. He visit a particular province. He go there, then get a cow, then get a goat, then get a sheep, then get a lot of things them. So we canton. Now he take them things then he hand over to them people and the way they do the school feeding program, so that they go add them for them things then they for feed the picking them. I see them back, I look, I say, but these people will give them president or something. Then say they get schools then they, right? Then say get things then they where they feel say, if we get schools then why we not go donate this directly to the schools them where for feed the picking them? Instead then donate them to the president, and the president in other hand donate them to the school feeding program. This not just like a little update for like where you get any little doubt, like just buttress that side.
All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I know say Senesie gets some point away one is. But a good way you bring that. I think say it's in a good beginning that then go back to this school feeding. For a start, it can be maybe not go be enough, not go be adequate, but I believe as time they go on, we go improve. Maybe if we focus on agriculture, agriculture including animal rearing, and that I believe they go enhance the school feeding program as well. But two things that we mentioned, where like I say, women not there on the ground, I get confused. I don't know how well that is. He mentioned about youth employment. It sounds as if there is no problem with that, or it's going on that then they employ youth there now. we talk to people, that not seem for be the case, but I don't know, but sometimes the president, right. Then you also talk about waterborne, water pipe or borne pipe, water supply or within. I don't know how far they don't go with that, because the water system in our country, we always complain about that, So then things, and they all, just like I say, when you listen to the entire speech, you feel say, well, we are heading, if we're not there yet, we're heading for paradise.
Yes, thank you very much. Yeah, in that area, if we talk about the pipe-borne water, people in the stream for water. Where rains come, people have water. But where the rain not come, like now, people in the stream for water, what in Guma they do, they get like 10,000 liters of drum, where then they put in certain areas them. We even them then get their own Bowser we go come, it can full then drum then the people then can go get water, but the water you get for pay by 5 gallon. You dey buy them by 5 gallon. And now so then don't they do then say for curtail on those stuff. The side for youth and employment, there's a lot of youth that are unemployed in Salone. Within me sees it depends on who that you talk to. When you talk to people that favor the present government and go to say yes, you will get a youth leader, we get this, we get that. But when you go out now the street, you go find out a lot of youths are unemployed. That's not a discussion for another day, because one, what you make us say so, you get some youth that don't want to work. I experience them firsthand. Then go prefer, then come cancel, don't say bra you bobody or bra waiting, blah blah blah. And if you try for give them work for do, then go try for work substandard work or not even work the work. Now I make I say that's not for another day, because that has to do with the attitude too of the young Sierra Leoneans. Them forget a vision for themselves, for one for be better tomorrow than just bra you bobody for today. Yes, Senesie Brima, I want to bring you inside. What's in your overview of what's in the president's speech? What do you pick out of him?
just like I been saying initially, the president's speech, they get plenty things, just like way Aroun they say, and see we do by that. But there are so many things where when the president talk, when he did out there, you didn't have the ground. They reflect. Let me go back. I don't really talk about the universities. The president talked about say they don't create 3 universities. One within at the ground would they ask whose university where say you don't create within the 9 years and he gets 2 more when he create. Because talking of the university where the community of, he talk about Unimac and this Malaysian university, where they not talk, between a private university. The Unimac, now the Mechanic Teachers College, where they just go put the writing at the wall and put another one. And in fact, not even equipped, because content already with the teaching the ground with the get better toilet facility, the place that the hostels are known, okay. So for create 3 new universities, we're not a government. And this is this Unimac, na Catholic university. And it's by that, and it's by Kurma University. Now the Mechanic Teachers College, where they just convert, they change the name from Mechanic Teachers College, they call it, and it's by Kurma University. Is it so? Then you get this Malaysian University, where a private university. Then of course you get Unimac, where Catholic the university. So we don't see the new university when they create. So when you listen to the speech, you say, you like I want to talk to you, and say, hey, government don't create 3 new universities. Are these universities equipped? No way. You don't get enough. How many professors you get in Salone? And that may possible before we get access. How many professors do we have in Sierra Leone? Where would we get 3 universities added to the 2 between Anjala and FBC? That you go 5, then you see 2 more the way they can. Where are these universities? It's like, I don't know, until I find the last speech, we can accept them, but the reality on the ground here is most of them things here we talk about, if you go on the ground, you know, they talk about roads. Yes, the only way going this year. Yes, that may of course is the thing, but the amount what they use for construct the road there, are they water? Really water? Because you look at the road structures, when rain comes, when they don't get better drainage, then they don't get road signs. They are, they get loopholes. Look, let's come to host somebody. I think the drivers union will be hosting at this program, this week program. It's too much road accident. So I just ask them, I say, are there road signs on the new road they are constructing still like they don't fall? Are there road markings, So, just go take huge strong and put and say we construct road because people they want to see something. You ask any spot, you ask the minister, anyone from one within an MPSF, you ask, I say we don't construct roads. You have the education minister, the same thing I don't do, we don't construct roads. You ask the minister of agriculture, say we don't construct roads. If we look at the speech, I don't know how and we will put them, but there are certain things that they will take and one after the other. Looking at this school thing, Aroun will talk about, we talk about. If you ask yourself, now, this government just ready for establish this school feeding program for let you get the name say we establish school feeding program. Are they prepared about it? Are they prepared? Because we know really why government go prepare for do something. School feeding program, plus you go ask the parents and say, we are can help for cook. If you don't prepare, at least you get people where you pay. You don't create more employment. People they come for employ people the way they do them, then the people they committed. But if the people that they come for say we working with the volunteer, why make people that go and say they volunteer? One, so man they take and say when I go there I volunteer and we will go eat the meals. You understand? They're not going to get the test because na volunteer the people are going to get the actual test to them. So they are not prepared for making this particular thing, this school feeding program. They're not being prepared. So, but now the name no more say we get school feeding program, then they establish something like that. We want to make roads, then they say any south side we go play any kind of. Now look at this the roads we will talk about. Look this Wellington road where they go up to 91. When you go play, okay, it's fine for opening the road, but you look at this thing. Look at the conditions, the terms and conditions of that road. You say not road they can construct. Okay, that is good. As a mere fact that when they get it falling, it's very good. But you don't get any alternative towards that road because a toll road is supposed to get an alternative. Another for pass the toll road, I forgot pass far place, I forgot pass another road. If we make that alternative, not to all man will say pass to use the toll road. You see? So these are some of the things that you say no more, we don't construct, that will get alternative. You say you don't construct roads, okay, that is good. You say you don't create, construct universities. These universities, now these universities you create or you don't develop or you don't therefore establish other things. It's like just like Aroun they talk when you get at the ground with what they listen from the speech and when you get the diaspora, now three different things. What you see, what you hear, and what you now I not really understand. But in terms of that university, government not create me. I can take as a government not create any new university, none. Because all PD universities, the way they talk about Unilag, where na Catholic they get them, and it's by Koba University, na be Makeni Teachers College, where they just go pull name they put. Then you get this Malaysia University, with a private sector, so government not create nothing.
Okay, Senesie, I want to bring, yes, Paul Mark, I want to bring Paul Mark, na somebody we can always join me, but right now it is Sierra Leone, so I want to bring her on board. Yes, Paul Mark, what thing you want to contribute today na the program?
Yeah, thanks very much, bro. Mr. Just the free time for meeting. For this now, and most of the team there. Abide McKinney.
Okay, yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I say Abide McKinney, and now Ade na Freetown.
So, waiting. Yes, you don't listen to the program. So, waiting na your own contribution to the program.
Yeah, I say Abide McKinney. I just come na Freetown this day. before I go back. I'm just interested in some of the things that we Senesie Brima been able to say. In terms of water, we see they down. It's very hard, the structure will get and the topography of the environment itself. We're not going to allow it for bring water all over the place, the hills and all of that. But it will take time, that one. Electricity is okay. The roads are improving. People want to go back there and they are, first that see light and stuff like that. So I think it's the development gradually. Because when I be there this small one, I see all these buildings and stuff like that. They don't be that much. But now the bit of development there. I'm not saying that we need to sit back. I think if we will forget another election and something like that, anybody who can on power, forget something like this. If they look within the country needs, you see, like the roads that they make, they develop toll stations and stuff like that. And I think that's going to help you. Because people that just, they use the roads and then they even pay for that. Some of the things that they will do in this country, when they pay, just they go free. So, like, the contribution every man they make, I think, like, even when they talk about that university, okay, you want to challenge some people, then the family that's down there in Makina, tell them, this stuff, minimal per day, like the whole of the north, they forget one university. Let's say the whole of the south, they get one university, they go, without university, then other colleges, then they do under them, and they provide them. But how many professors will get inside this university? Some of them, they are sometimes they just graduate and get masters, they may even experience, and they teach it, So there are things that will get for look at, not for open the university. What are the human resources that we'll get? So I think we don't do well, but we need to do more. And I thank.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much, Paul Mark, straight from Sierra Leone. Yes, I want to bring you Aroun. Waiting na your own take on waiting Paul just talk now from Salone.
Well, he did on the guy. He say he just visit Sierra Leone. Like I say, maybe we slow in some of the things that we would done the way the government don't do, given the time where the government done the na power. Some of the steps that we did not take them fine. Everything getting in initial stage. We only hope then go improve on them and try for improve on them. Sometimes, but like I say, it's difficult. This is what I notice. If me come where I go Sierra Leone, I live abroad, I go with some money. The way where I go look at Sierra Leone, even if I did it 1 month or 2 months, the way I go feel Sierra Leone, it's kind of different from the person within a Sierra Leone. One, I get money in my hand, I can get anything I want. I know Sierra Leone not to their station. I know they look for job there. All them things, for example, like the person we don't they look for jobs. Sometimes they look for job for some time. Able get or get no hope well in 2 months time I go England back or America or Germany back. I get money in my hand, I enjoy myself. So it's difficult for me for actually feel the way the person we didn't go on the field. For the possibility the every day, months, weeks, months, years, year after year after year. So, but we just hope, maybe there's, the government should have done a lot more than waiting, and so far they don't do. But, better to start than not to start at all, then they try to do some of the things that we don't do, tell God thank you. We hope, then we'll continue for do or would I ever rule win the next election, be it APC or SLPP, then we'll try for do well. And one thing we Senesie say earlier, I think both parties for stop for do that. When this party come in, one get rid of people, some of the people, and keep people, even if not somebody we qualify in what they do. But because sometimes you not belong to a particular tribe or you not belong to a particular region or they suspect say not being support a particular party. We're not as a small nation, united family, as the president called we for avoid some of them things, then they help with country. I would just stop so far.
All right. And within the last time there was a radio program, say there is something where the Salone government get for try for change way. Now winners take all. Because it's like that's the kind of thing where then they practice in Salone. You win, you take everything. The person will lose, get for faith for let him win, so that when himself come, he go take everything. And then they not the push we go before. But if we get a little bit of inclusive of everybody else, I think then they go really help we for make we able for get a better Sierra Leone. Now so me feel. And before we come with,
I mean, before you go
ahead.
From that, I just want to touch small on that. We country still in the process of democratic transition, in the sense that a well-established maybe democracies them not they do that, but if then they do that now because then we they try for being in a country where we don't experience war, they try for being united and everything, and the practice winner take all. We try for share, let other people not feel left out, not that people not feel discriminated against. We try for being inclusive. We still in that period of inclusiveness. I'm trying to bring everybody together. There will come a time when democracy will mature far above that. So I just want to buttress the point we be.
All right, sir. Yes. Before I come with the neck and update on the biometric card where NEC be promised, because that was what they told us. Now make we shall be up for tell people go register, this card go be this and that and that. And but now we find out something different. So before I play that clip there, I don't know, Rashid, waiting you expect we as Sierra Leonean forget out of the president's speech?
Well, what should we expect forget? I tell you earlier, I say if you then at the go, you feel say, well, we are in paradise, and I just believe say we the people of Sierra Leone, waiting that we get for do it, because the president will show some in his speech, show clearly say in his speech, show clearly say Sierra Leone they develop this that. But not that the Sierra Leonean feel, not that the Sierra Leonean observe. I think say waiting then we get for do, waiting we go get for do now for make a statement, maybe by the people that will pick for represent we, not necessarily the party, but the people that will pick for represent we in a parliament. If we get for discipline some of them somehow, for let them know say we are serious, and I don't know, but I think say the thing where Sierra Leonean would take now that the government feels say then they do well. Some of the people then feel say that's not the case, and there should be some way of expressing that. Now that I get for say.
Thank you very much. Yes, Senesie Brima, what do you for take out of the speech?
Well, just like when in final, just like when a president in final speech, all we take what you say. For now, we will unite the country. We all take we say we are all one family. If they don't realize, maybe they don't realize some of the mistakes the way they don't do, because there are some certain things where they happen as an institution, maybe you're not aware of, but they take a fee because of where me, na party picking, I can do anything therefore. Some people that they already dismiss my office, we maybe not aware of past year na radio or year by woman. So some people don't get the country as if we put the country first. Believe you me, Sierra Leone for not grow more than they would keep the country. Let's take, for instance, Guinea and Liberia, where they are very close to me. Guinea go through the worst, Liberia go through the worst. But if you go to Liberia, you get most Sierra Leoneans, the way they come out now from Sierra Leone, they go Liberia for go fair work. They teach them now they do good work. Because after the war and after the election, they say after election, no more campaign. They all go as one. Whether you be opposition, you still then in office, you do work. Guinea, after the election, all that thing, they focus, they try to develop. Now that make Alpha Conde succeed. And then just necessarily in the common office, and not let anything, it's not let that business within party. Just look, invite in the time for groom so now for make take over former. Right? If they have been a salon, no way. Don't be nationalistic. Don't think of the country first. Let the president put down and bless and fine. Then I talk to this speech with President Guy, when they talk about unity and for B1, I believe that this will take up office. And this force, if I don't put, and like when you take up office, you talk about attitude and change, will change the attitude. But the attitude and change, whether not just something like, that make I say this government can do so that it can bring kinds of things there for say yes, now then be introduced. But they really plan them, or they just want to let people there listen, I will do this. Because the two parties in the country, let me tell you for free, all Sierra Leoneans know this, but at times people can just frown at them. When the two parties are kind of power, when this person, they look what in this person we don't do. If APC, if SFP will be in power, then we don't dismiss so person unlawfully. When APC come, it will always have to say, but they always they can, and so then we do. That means you bad pastor possible we don't do. If it happens to you say you don't campaign against us, what you want to do so wrong. Then you don't kind of power. Instead of you correct them mistakenly, then you see it not to we begin and whatever we don't do. So we are not patriotic to country, we just go more because one power we go we make we come manifest and this we do, then we can name by that and the worst thing they do. But what do you expect from this speech? When I listen to the speech, me and the rise, I say, why Papa God did not use this man for this in first speech? But this if in a this in first speech, we don't need the attitude change. If people there for the ring and the president will see one-on-one. Then we see we say they work hand in hand. Then we see we say Limba local, they work hand in hand in office. But in this society office, there are one line people in the navy. You know that anybody when a different person where they say this is look for example the ministers themselves. If they get the minister when a northern in deputy na southeastern, believe me in the pool. Believe me in the pool. All the offices there, all the first man are not, the second man are not. So they tell me to look. Let's go back to the simple fact that look at Attila here moderate. What if Attila be the same model? Say now eat you can eat. Now eat you can eat. You know it's saddening. Now this they make they go before, but if you look at the thing, all the minister and deputy minister in the first social welfare anyone we come. As long as this come from this region, this don't come from this region, the enemy talk. Let's think of the country first, then the party will come later. But everybody get na party begin. Remember before they make a minister, what is the first thing they go take party card. Now look at me I didn't talk I always talk if you get that opportunity for the president, I tell and say you get people out there who not participate in competent for also starting positions. They can give them, believe them, trust them, give them this position. Then we will handle them well. We get the people that they are Sierra Leone. We I believe they not be part of politics. But if you bring them and say, you at least we will do something, handle this institution, believe me, that man they will be loyal, he will do his best. But if you say no more this person, you know how long you don't suffer for this party, they create this year, this man will be in your position and then they contribute. So what do you expect? What if you don't contribute? So you can also care for the screen. And you look for the one where they all be suffer, whether they qualify or they not qualify. And they first destroy you, give a position. So what do you expect from that institution? Zero. Nothing. When they come up, all the people that don't contribute and take the put, nothing, they go take the minister, they go buy 2 ferry, the ferry they never reach, they want pass the 2. Wait, the one who signed it, no. The one come and say that take that name fast, they repair and take almost everyone who signed it, will not see. You check this. The thing is so painful with what
let we come on. Let we come now with this National Electoral Commission. Yesterday, then this rumor will be they go on say lately maybe na laminated card people in Google for use as voters ID card. And before the start of the campaign, for let people then go register so that they go vote, then we tell people and say you need for go register so that you go get the card. The card in benefits then be outlined. Boku thing the way among that it get for be a biometric card. So now people and they ask say why una take a biometric form for register, by the end of the day una one can give out laminated card. But listen to waiting the neck man be get for say about this. Then we go come back and discuss them.
Now we come back to the issue of the registration we don't done and the election where we dey expect. From the registration where we don't do, we been get the understanding say we dey expect to get biometric ID card or something of the sort. But we don't get information again say na laminated card una get for give to people. That's true.
Make myself clear, and I dey talk on behalf of the National Electoral Commission. NEC we don't engage with political parties. We get one forum called PPLC, Political Parties Liaison Committee. The issue of the biometric ID card, we get ECOWAS compliance is still there on the table, meaning everything there as it is now been planned, and it is still a plan, and it is going to happen. Within the commission do is we engage with political parties. We look at the possibility of NEC bringing in cost-effective, low-tech voter ID card.
What do they mean?
We say cost-effective. We look at so many other factors. There are two factors we look at here. One, availability of funds. Then two, the electoral timeline. NEC, we still focus on 7th March 2018. So as a result of these two factors, we don't start the engagement with political parties. We don't make them clear to them. See, the National Civil Registration Authority, we get for the in charge of the multi-purpose national ID card, where everybody get for use, including UA the vote. It's a project. And apart from that, before that, coming to that, UNDP don't get a project where they get ID card. But one thing very important for make family note that there is what we refer to now as ECOWAS compliance. The National Civil Registration and the National Multipurpose ID card we get for CAM, they get for meet with ECOWAS compliance, meaning the features where the ID card get for get.
But hold on.
No, I'm coming. Make a build the premise, then we'll be able to understand. Because of all the features, then before you do ID card for the National Civil Registration, we get forget the National Multipurpose ID card. You get forget all of them things, and more importantly, the ECOWAS compliance. So as a result of all them things, and a lot of deliberations then they go on regarding the cost of the ID card. Cost, in a sense, each one of them ID card in the unit cost is about $8. We are talking about over $30 million in the production of ECOWAS compliant national ID card, when a multi-purpose ID card. Not only they fund elections. We look at the electoral timeline we NEC gets from now to the 7th of March 2018. So looking at all the factors, we don't begin to engage with political parties. See. The first thing is the quality of elections need to go down. For say, because you use ECOWAS multi-purpose. Of course, now fanciful card. Mr. Everyone for use the card.
Mr. Masakwe, this explanation we don't give so today to people is so different from the initial explanation where una be they give to people the time where the voter registration process been started, una be they do sensitization. For let people see reason, let them go out there and go register so that they go able for vote na the 2018 election. People not be no say na laminated ID card, then they go vote with back.
Now you don't give your point. The first word I use, the possibility of using cost-effective ID card. The possibility. NEC, we don't be planning. We engage with stakeholders, with partners.
The same possibility they talk about too. From what you don't explain, that same possibility you see and say is so slim.
That's the reason why NEC not sit down. We don't start to engage with the political parties. The focus we NEC gets, March 7, 2018, we're going to conduct elections. And if funding, they become part of the equation in this context, now we meet with political parties. And interestingly, the political parties then see reason and say, what's important, we want beautiful ID card. We want fancy ID card. If cost they come inside, not to NEC, now the states they provide the resources.
Quickly before we go for our next break, Albert, una not being taken into consideration the ECOWAS compliance, the cost, and all we una be tell people and say then go forget that quality ID card at the end of the day. Una not being
everything they under consideration. Everything they under consideration. Even from when we don't start all in arrangements. For instance, 2 years back, NEC may not even get in budget. I can still remember when we can say NEC gets over 320 billion euros funding and all of that. Waiting with they say is the cost for one elections. Not so like for say, now we start something, you imagine say, okay, this they come inside tomorrow. What we are looking at, one, the availability of the required funds, two, the timing.
So you say una take into consideration all the facts then they why now they come and in fact we not tell people and I just half talk. No,
it's not half talk.
No, why now they come and tell people and say because of the funding, the time, una they take into consideration all that. Una probably don't look at that earlier and come and tell people in the facts.
How early as we talk now, rather than we had waited very late. Waiting what they look at, I still use the word the possibility. We get the state, the government of Sierra Leone, where the Minister of Finance, now the custodian of the resources of this country. The issue of ID card, it get for happen. The ID card is still the ECOWAS compliant ID card. The issue of funding is key in this situation. Waiting we they see, in the event for make me a UC dom say because we don't get money, election not get for hold. NEC don't begin engage with the political party. See, firstly, the quality of the election is still maintained. If we all expect that card, it is just for the voting. The ECOWAS compliant card, they still come. Okay. But in the event another, we are looking at our own ways for make we look, say, we need to go on with them. Because we get a timeline. I can give you another instance again. The reason why this whole arrangement for registration, civil registration for we don't start, NEC extract data. But because of the timeline again, we watch and say, you know what, NEC, we're going to take the lead. So, because we know say we get an objective.
From what I don't understand, what you don't explain. People then they vote with the laminated ID card, and for the civil registration, then they get the biometric too.
Everybody they get the biometric, yes.
But not when they vote to it.
No, the issue of voting, what I may understand, from now to the term for elections, we can have the ECOWAS compliant card. But in the event, it is not available. We still get
the laminated one.
When we go for vote, purposely we vote.
Right.
Whenever that card comes, everybody they get it, whether you can get the laminated card or not, everybody's going to get it. But we make sure say we don't want to make we reach October, August, September, October. Well, we will get card. That is why we are engaging. And engagement they yield dividend because people they understand.
Mr. Masako, continue for the with you at the program. Let me take this break.
Well, before me come and share my own thoughts on this, Aroun, I want to bring you in. What you make for understand with what Mr. Masako they try to explain now?
You know, I just want, that my colleague, that journalist way do the interview. I'm very impressed. If you listen to me, I like I like the way we conduct the interview so far. Any way doubt they raise questions. What me not understand now that when you talk of, I just want to maybe you Senesie and the other panelists could clear that for me. When you talk of ECOWAS compliance, what's in ECOWAS compliance? What does that mean?
I don't tell you say from starting of this program I say this government is ready for this one. Are they prepared? Or they just want for do and say will they do this thing? This government make each and every politician in that country lie on the people there. If you say this ID card where you get them, if you pass your passport, yeah, they take for go collect money at the bank. If you have for this, now they get. Lie for the people that the only politician want to pull the way they call media, when they ask Salone down and put the PYD. Instead they left for life for people that they go and they don't just tell people that they will go register for vote. If you not vote, if you not register, you don't go vote. Never get for life for people. But all the politicians, all the other politicians, the leading party members, everybody they lie for the people they say. Then whole meeting. Now we will meet up with ECOWAS. They ask what is ECOWAS compliance? What is ECOWAS get for the national?
Yeah, Senesie. Yeah, let we carry this caller. We get let me just bring a caller quick in. We get a caller.
Okay.
Yes, Abubakar. Who are you the call from?
Me Abubakar, I call from West Virginia, Huntington.
Yeah, what's in your contribution?
You get me?
Yes, you waiting at your contribution. Yes, so they get you waiting at your contribution.
My own contribution is working in people around say if there's Sierra Leoneans and they take this country, then they play with this country. Sierra Leone and they play with Salone. Salone man they looking country go precise for us soon. Start with take it for end up. Now they go precise for us soon. You know what I mean? People have no respect this country. Man of care, no. You know what I mean? Some of we don't travel before come overseas. You know what I mean? From different African countries, they will not get what we get. You know what I mean? We say they're not even half what we get. Salomon thinking from day one to tomorrow, that thief. We see Salomon going to that country, they wait till they think going for thief. Look what he left and they talk. You know what I mean? It's like these people and not take nobody serious at that place. It's like when they use the people in like 419. You know what I mean? People don't tell the people and so that they make authentic ID card for the whether ECOWAS accept them, whether ECOWAS not accept them. When I make the ID card, when I give the people, let the people use them. Any country where you value your property, where you use and travel, go any sign and so the next man they value them. No need for let this man value and this one not value them. The demand and they make all kind of ID card and I give it and they use and they travel go on the other side. Where you don't reach, where they don't say, where they what, which is the Republic of Sierra Leone, I don't care about. I don't know whether they're authentic, whether they're not authentic. I don't want to know that name. But the only thing Sierra Leone and they take this country and they play with this country, especially the leaders they waited before then are zero. Nothing to nothing. If this one will carry talk this one will carry talk this. Now we the people like self for try to take this country serious before the leaders they try to take this country serious. If we the people are not enough strong, then people are see seriousness behind each Sierra Leone and then people are not ever rule this country with seriousness. You know what I mean? Because what you next the talk so now is totally nonsense. You know what I mean? Totally nonsense. It's like you know what I mean? And it's try to fool the people and for let the people and go ready submit and get written and get before they go do any kind of written in court. Because that ID card they not there for common and the level man for them because the government said this so they're not nobody not there for nothing day. Nothing. Now we don't Salomon na say the end. Wait till you're on saying that paper ID card now will tell me about na say the end. The only thing when you go say Sierra Leoneans where they don't deal with one the way they are when in the go vote, may they know which in the go vote for. See anybody where they can tell you this, tell you that they let you know which you they tell the person. Because if you still put any person about all that 10 years back, all that 10 years something back. For the country, everybody do understand who don't stand up right now for go say they want to stand there. All not standing. When you them put them then are the same movement in the past.
Okay, thank you very much, Abubakar. Yes, Aroun, you've been the talk where I saw you count this caller. Yes, you can continue, sir.
You know, because Senesie just kind of highlight that because all this talk, more than half of the talk we get for do with ECOWAS compliance, as if that could determine whether or not the election is free and fair. You know, me not be seeing any reason for that, but some $30 million where that will get for cost already. Then they talk about laminated card. You know, it seemed to me that a lot of dressing, they dress words, you know, the respondent, you know, with the dress kind of words them in response to the journalists in questions them. He also talked about the Ministry of Finance, when are the custodians of finance and all that. I don't know. Then it come to a point where he say, they can even register with that laminated card and go vote with the ECOWAS compliance card. You see, all in the way people can get for go vote, you don't determine saying that this kind of card, then they get for go vote. In fact, why is it now? Forget about the war. This is not the first election we get after the war. We don't. Nobody will tell us we will not get experience now for one election. We don't get 1, 2, or 3 or different. This is not the fourth election after the war. You know, so all them saying we don't know say years coming that we get election. People and therefore need cards for vote or for register. Why now? You know, then we can say, oh, money will not go there. ECOWAS compliance. You know, next week we'll go about AU compliance and then all them saying you know. even if law say the man where they speak, it is speak some truth in what they say. When people begin get then doubt it undermine the legitimacy of the election. All them don't address them earlier, make sure say they don't say election the kind people who need for vote. Card then will be needed. Why all them things now? And I think say from now to the table the vote now enough time for people like process card with then card and they within 2 or 3 months if they really want to do it. But I don't know. Timino they on the ground, so maybe Senesie them will help us to understand exactly what's in the going.
I'm glad the side way you talk Aroun about the words them way Mr. Masako they use from neck. When the campaign starts, people then begin question say why we supposed to go register again. We already have a registration card now we are. And I be do another program where we try for inquire and we be no say even that card where people in all there was no expiration date on it. No expiration date no day. That last voter ID card. And now then become with this one say people then supposed to go register because this particular card within the give it get for be ECOWAS compliance card. It get for be card where they go alongside with the civil registration. We join the campaign, we all can at the radio, try for talk to people and for go out there and register so that they go vote. Because of the benefits where the card go get. Now we realize say just like how the journalists ask them, they not be even come out can say, oh, will they look at another ultimatum way if it be say we're not able to meet the timeline, forget the ECOWAS compliance card, when at the biometric card, we go just spend while laminating card, we can't give people in for vote. Now like here say rumor, before them pose this question to her now, yesterday say, this now wait till they waiting on a take on them. And this now waiting we get for Yeri. Yes, I want to with Senesie Brima. Senesie Brima, I know say you be done both rest inside and Aroun in talk just now, but waiting you feel say neck be supposed for don't do if this thing now so it get for turn out.
Brother, let's not be ever prepared for this. We don't begin to get this thing. Corner talk. Even the ones we do the work for, let them give them the complete money. And it will be easy. The extended 2 weeks when they can't give, because like next be the guy by all means for let them. The process be if the machine they can be no, they can't complain. We people they keep. So like the past some people they go to scan and generator some party members they work out the generator and capital for any process go. They say they count solar, that's what will generate electricity. At the end of the day, now some areas they for them good material, they go material done. Then the same massacre will consider say, well, material we can estimate this that. No. When you see the voter registration, now registration they do, you don't talk say the thing authentic. People don't therefore do double registration. Good enough material in the station. But we make for understand even the material, the manpower, so basically they all are just together no more. And that make up the talk say when the pardon makes a speech the way you don't write down, you don't wait like we see we they out there, you come, you see perfect, the country is going nowhere. But the things that already happen. Let me say all the institutions that already create, if we actually put people where we believe there are people of trust, then see how they happen because we believe say this neck boss really, if they don't prepare for when they get the appointment, if they don't prepare long before this time, believe you me, what did they talk so they go and good one? Because that by then say if don't prepare for say, hey, now we not get this money, but now so one for this thing. New ID card will be registered 24, just in case we talk as in 2012 election, and not get no expiring date. If it actually make in the program, most of the information in the day. Why they not just say, okay, there are for now, we're not meet up this week, ECOWAS, how they call it, ECOWAS with this ID card. But the one that we don't get the ID card for, the information still, if we don't lose and come, for now we use the laminated on for this particular election, but still valid. Why we try to get this other, how they call it, they mix up the how they call it, the registration, they say civil registration and the election registration, they go suppose to put that together. Maybe it's so much commercial, so much difficult. You know? So that therefore you begin to realize, why do people are combining all things together? And money government, no money there, but the government not come out playing and tell people. The institution of the tech not come out playing and tell people the truth. They can't ensure the line. Now look what you talk, they got all political heads and what you see. So the politicians, they really deceive the people of the country. Mm-hmm. Because it's huge. True. Don't go to the party. They don't go sit down. I don't decide. Okay, now so they will still go and ready to go to people. They say, hey, this ID card here, where they can't do now. This ID card, if I did for going to bank, the travel time is that the world is out. It's a lifetime. The people they have the day, they can't get a very okay. Then we don't know this thing. Then it's really pathetic. The politicians they will get. I don't know when God will send we don't choose us. When God will send the prophet, we will liberate the people of that land. Just like we call up the sea. The people they really take the people of Sierra Leone, the politicians they take the people of Sierra Leone for granted. They lie for them impunity. They no one will know everything happen because anybody that the gospel truth. When at the patron of the grab last week we get we grab with the campaign, let parliament be accountable. What did they do? They're not going to go and squeeze and put in a corner, take the car go up to Senesie for waiting. Say we have to be accountable. So nobody knows for access. So they just grip the what they call. But I tell you for free, if this particular government, they make us slack, any other government kind of power, we're serious, we're the fed for the people. If they ask now for that money, always don't waste. Believe me, I don't begin to see we get wicked politicians. People that go into politics in Sierra Leone, not for develop the country, but for their own selfish interest. And that's see. But if you do massacre, they can't sit down and tell people now, radio now, they can't tell people, they say, well, the card will be soft, they will not be better because of so. Well, you guys know, you know, we don't prepare. You get 5 years for conducting elections. Yeah. 5 good years. Well, no, we don't prepare. But the life on people, they so. Come on, man.
Okay. Yes, before we go in this part of the program, I want to bring Aroun. What thing will be your last word to Fambolem out there concerning the speech and concerning this neck where we just find out? What thing are your last word to people?
One well-known American politician, civil figure say, when you elect bad leaders, then they rule and become bad leaders. You're not a victim. You're not a collaborator in a way, because even when we talk of leadership, when we talk of politicians, them be it in the government or the government or the opposition, when you elect people away, not get the interest of the people, for that very moment, we then can't engage until you elect them. Then things can happen. You will not clear. You not get job or anything. You're not a victim. You become a part of the problem because now you vote. Now you lead to that. Now you vote. Now you lead to that. We just get for come out and speak out as people by way of we vote them, by way of what we do. Because when they say actions speak louder than words. You not go talk much, but the president's speech again. And the people that are gone and they see what they go, then they go on. They know what they go on. They've been there, most of them, for these 10 years, so they know, they understand. Then are the people that will get for go for votes. Are the people that will get politicians and get for can't talk to. Then get for ask them. Talk to them. Make let the politician then know say they fool us anymore. The first part of the program where you start with Senesie they talk, it mentioned about journalists. I will tell you this. There is a difference between journalism and party propagandists, people who are party publicists. Even though some man go they run newspaper or get radio station, that don't make them journalists. You get sound-minded journalists and then they plenty. Then they boku, and they one the way they do the right job. Then Calvin Lewis them and people that like that. Then they a lot of them Joshua Nicola, then they boku. But you get people that also where the government they pay for do publicity. They all they blend in the name of journalists. So we just get for make sure say the one day as we as people for know them journalists that we fear minded we know they take part, as against them we not to journalists that we claim for be journalists. I would just left on the sofa.
Thank you very much, Aroun Rashid. Yes, Senesie Brima, what will be your last word to people them?
I think I wonder we don't Salone, I don't really understand me. I don't know what people are leading because no advice what the people who listen to this program. They are my fellow Sierra Leoneans. Now, all of them at the ground, I know the pain, all of the feeling. The only thing what the driver says here is now we look for the people that they get the country at heart. The Catholics, the vulnerables, where we run for go give symbol. Then we don't know which they don't do first now the constituencies and award them. Because therefore the thing starts. You get people that will then go make honorable way for can't talk for the people. Now all some honorable now the community because it was for the run again. Now it goes 10 million, 20 million, you go get a youth there. You go buy rum for them. Then we look at the health sector, look how young people they die. Look how young every now and then you have to go on Facebook, you must see this comment somebody RIP, RIP, RIP. What did happen with your health sector? You got them to just consider blah 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 blah. Look how young people they die, they die. What government don't look at this thing from January to now. How many people don't die? You don't know what they happen at the health sector. What thing they can't sign at this country? What people they eat? What they cause them death? Doctors they don't able to prove. What thing they really cause them death here? This BNN. No way. They don't able to count no nothing. See, they can't allow the way people they die. What thing that it cause? Another government able to say nothing. We look at every now and then, we look at the road crashes we get. Accidents they happen every now and then, every 2 3 days to carry for us. Government don't count solution. These institutions we're responsible for that. They don't count any solution. They don't count any statement saying that this are the causes. They don't investigate. No way. We get bad people, we get bad leaders in other institutions today. We're not in a particular institution today. But all we think we need to help us is just like we are going to say. When we elect bad leaders, we get bad institutions, we get everything for the worst. Now that pick this year in the reach. So we need advice. We don't listen to this program now. Do ya? We not make a choice. We not make a choice. We not believe we push Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone is not about your pocket. It's not about you, but now for you picking them now. Because this particular generation, my brother, nobody knows we will enjoy Sierra Leone now. If we only come together for say we reduce Sierra Leone for picking the whole born. This one now, we don't go to the water now. Let we just come together and build up. Let we suffer, we don't suffer. Let we pick them also first. If we let you do almost there, but also the business do if you don't and let them become person. Take it for sale on you. We suffer them now, we elect bad leader. Because I'm not going to sleep, and then they small thing they don't call me. This will mess, this person sick, this. Now you don't really help us. What did you work now? What did you do for yourself? Nothing. For it affects you all. So they say, no, give correct people the symbol. We didn't start for me. No, left for the pen, say 5,000, guys, give this man 5,000. This same government, this click business will happen. The same mobile they use during campaign time. They never be the job again. What they don't do, very result. Look at the business. Look part of this job. How many people they will click, they don't, how many clicks they don't die, or how many people they don't click, they don't kill. Can you imagine that? Where are we going? Where are we heading? So from the near this head again, let me look for the people that we get the country at. Let me vote them in. Till next week again, Senesie Brima this data.
Thank you, Senesie Brima, and thank you, Aroun Rashid. See you guys next week on the program.